E1, a private development, and Hassan Centenary Terraces, a government affordable housing scheme, are two of the largest construction projects in Gibraltar right now. The projects surround the densely populated Beachview Terraces, where residents have widely complained about the noise emanating from them, particularly at what they consider to be unsociable hours. The law considers quiet hours to be between 11 p.m. and 6 a.m., although technically government projects, such as Hassan Centenary Terraces, are exempt from this. But the rules are also governed by construction permits. The contracted working hours for the government's Hassan Centenary Terraces are 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., Mondays to Sundays. At the E1 site, no excavation, piling equipment, metal, masonry, cutting equipment, or other noise-transmitting plant or machinery can be operated on the premises before 8 a.m. or after 8 p.m. on weekdays, and before 10 a.m. or after 8 p.m. on weekends and public holidays. In the management of health and safety at work regulations, there's no specific mention to noise. But under these regulations, an employer is under an obligation to make a suitable and sufficient assessment of the risk to the health and safety of not only his or her employees, but also to persons not in their employment. This would cover the residential areas around the construction site. For each activity, the risk assessment should cover the risk of noise to the surrounding residential areas and the mitigation measures in place to minimize this risk. The Environmental Agency has received a total of 13 complaints in relation to the E1 site between February and April 2020, with no further complaints received after that. A total of 7 complaints have been received in relation to the Hassan Centenary Terraces site. All complaints received are investigated by the Environmental Agency and referred to the contractors involved. In answers to questions from GBC, the government says it is currently considering whether these sites need to have their working hours reviewed. It says, in so doing, all factors would be taken into account, such as whether there is an overriding public interest in a project proceeding as quickly as possible, particularly with the current COVID situation, which is disrupting construction activity generally.